It's a hot topic. I can tell by how full the room is. One of the great things about Adam, he's been with DEF CON in one way or another, or BlackHat, since it's been along. Mag stripes, you want to talk about hard technology hacking, adjustments, it's this man. We're pleased to have him. BlackHat, just fascinating stuff. I hope you get as much out of this lecture as we all do. And hey, here's Adam. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. So yeah, my name's Adam Laurie. I'm also known as Major Malfunction over at DEF CON. Not because I'm an evil hacker and I'm trying to hide, but actually in the early days, I've been doing this a long time, as he said. I did DEF CON 5 originally, so I've been doing this about 10 years now. And in the early days, people used to get in trouble for going to hacker conferences. So I used to go under my handle, which was actually a gaming handle. I'd never been a hacker. So Major Malfunction is a gaming handle, not a hacker handle. I'm a good guy. I'm just misunderstood. So, but yeah, I mean, people were actually getting sacked. In the early days of DEF CON, people were getting sacked. And it was only when I started speaking about 3 years ago that people found out that Adam Laurie was Major Malfunction. There were a whole load of goons over there I've been working with for years, and they're like, oh, that's who you are. Okay. So they only knew me as Major. But so a little bit about what I do. Most of my research at the moment, you might have known or heard of stuff I did before on Bluetooth. That's all been published on trifinite.org. My current obsession is with RFID, and I publish an open source library called RFidiot, which is on rfidiot.org, and you can find all that stuff. Every tool I'm going to use today, and I'm going to demonstrate to you, is freely available and downloadable from the RFidiot site if you're interested in playing with this stuff. So in more detail, what I do, until January, was the technical director of a hosting company called The Bunker. We take over ex-military assets and convert them to civilian use. We have nuclear bunkers in the UK, which we use for secure hosting. But I spend too much time having fun at conferences and playing with toys, so I can't hold down a steady job. So I'm now a non-exec. So I'm still involved in the business, but I'm not involved day to day because I'm just not there often enough. So I'm now a freelance. I do weddings, bar mitzvahs. If you... me and my brother, a long time ago, published Apache SSL, open source secure web server. As I said, I'm a DEF CON goon. Do a lot of research. Everything I do, I publish open source. And yeah, I'm available to talk to if you've got interesting projects. So a specific thing that I do. I like to look at technologies from a different angle, if you like. And I quite often find things that are broken in funny ways. And I'm actually going to show you a video of some hardware that I came across when staying in a hotel. And there's actually several points to this video. One is talking about computer law and normal law and criminal law and so on. We have an issue in the UK currently, which is they've changed the Computer Misuse Act. So it used to be illegal to attack computers or to break into things. Now they're saying it's also illegal to produce the tools that might be used to attack computers or break into things. But then you have the issue of dual-use tools. So what happens if I produce a tool that's actually useful to the security community, but it's also useful to the evil hackers? Well, apparently that's taken care of. If it's more likely to be used in a crime than a non-crime, then you're a criminal. And if not, then you're okay. But how do you know? If you've just published a piece of software, how do you know what it's going to be used for? I have no idea if you're going to go out, take this software which I've written with the best intentions, and go and rob banks with it. I can't tell if you're going to do that. If you do, I want my cut, obviously. But so, you look at something like Nmap. Nmap is a very useful criminal tool. It's also a very useful security tool. So part of this demonstration was, well, what if you applied the same logic to the physical world? If any tool that could be used in a crime was, the manufacturer of that tool was considered a criminal, would we be locking up people who make multi-tools and paper clips? Because that's what I'm going to use to perform a research act in this next video. Okay, so I've got a little video clip I'm going to play you. Before I play it, I need to ask some questions. I have a competition. When I speak on Bluetooth, there's a couple of other speakers I normally speak with, and we take it in turns to be the lead speaker. And we have this sort of rolling competition to see who can get the most hands raised in the room. And you're not allowed to just say, raise your hands, because that's lame. So it has to be a relevant question, relevant to the thing you're talking about. So I've come up with one which I think will give me a good chance in this competition. How many people here, stick your hand up if it applies to you, have ever stayed in a hotel? Excellent. Okay. How many people here have ever used a hotel safe? Okay, keep your hand up if you think it's secure. Okay, only one of you thinks it's secure, and yet you all use it. That's strange in itself. Okay, so this is a little video. I stayed in a hotel recently in Miami at a security conference, and it was a brand new, state-of-the-art hotel. And I was thinking I'm going to have some really cool toys to play with, RFID keys and all that stuff. I was a little disappointed they're still using magstripe. But since I've got toys to play with that stuff as well, I wasn't that disappointed. But in the room we had a safe, brand new, state-of-the-art safe. So I'm actually doing some research on hotel safes. And since I was at the conference, I thought, well, I'll give you a quick preview of some of the things I'm finding. So I had a look at the website from the manufacturer, and they have a lot of sort of flowery text about how wonderful their safes are. So I had someone from the audience come up and read the page. So I've actually put the voiceover onto the video, which I'm going to show you now.
Through the past 3 decades, we have developed the largest line of in-room hotel safes in the world, specifically designed with the particular needs of the hospitality industry in mind. Our safes are available in a wide variety of dimensions and colors, with either electronic or mechanical locking systems. Manufacturer continuously researches the development of new features, functions, options, and designs for its products. From removable core locks to a variety of electronic systems with digital keypad, credit card readers, or chip cards, manufacturer offers you products in the forefront technology. Our safes are installed in the most prestigious hotels and cruise lines throughout the world, which have recognized manufacturer for its quality, warranty, and superb technical service. Our uncompromising pledge of satisfaction to the client
So apparently that's uncompromising quality. If you ever get your minibar and your safe mixed up, you know who to come to. So who's the criminal there? Me or the guy who made the paperclip or the guy that made the safe? I can't work it out. Okay, so on to the real subject, RFID. There's several talks here about it, and a lot of the speakers are going to speak about the more detailed, low-level technical stuff. I'm not going to talk about how it works at all. I'm not that sort of level hacker researcher. What I tend to do is just look at the applications, find ways that people are using it in silly ways, and maybe the way the technology has been configured or used gives me some kind of opening. So I'm going to talk about trying to use the technology against itself rather than trying to defeat it by creating other technology. But one of the things that is worth understanding is RFID is a bit of a misnomer. A lot of devices, contactless devices, are not really using radio. They're using, in most cases, the low-frequency stuff. They're magnetically coupled to the reader, and they basically mess with their antenna to ground the antenna and mess with the field on the reader. modulate that, and the reader then sees that it's got a signal. The reason that's worth understanding is because it affects how far away you can attack things from. You know, you can't sit right back here with a massive antenna and expect to see a tag at the other end of the room, because you actually have to deliver the energy to the tag to wake it up and so on. There are people who are working on long-range stuff, but that's not one of the things I play with. So in general, there's two types of RFID tags. The dumb ones that just spit out an ID, possibly some data blocks, and the smart ones where there's actually some onboard processing. You can have a conversation with a crypto processor, do authentication and so on. And those tend to be used for payment systems. And of course the new biometric passports, which we'll be looking at specifically. So what kind of things are the dumb keys being used for? One of the very early applications was animal ID. We're now seeing them in hotel keys, car immobilizers, obviously. Can you switch your phones off? I have a rule. I run the DC 4420 group, and we meet once a month and we speak. And we have a rule that says if your phone goes off, you buy the speaker a drink. If your phone goes off twice, you buy everyone in the room a drink. So it could get kind of expensive. Yeah. So, yeah. If you spot someone's phone going off, mark them so we know that when... There we go. Guaranteed, one in every crowd. Okay, and on the luggage handling, they're starting to do that. Various airports, Heathrow are just about to start a trial. So, yeah, some interesting tags going on out there. Human implants is something I'm going to be touching on specifically as well. And we'll look at those today. Is there anyone here who's got a tag implanted? Implanted? It's not in there yet? I can help you. Okay. No implants here today. All right. Never mind. We've actually got quite a lot of time, so if there are people here with tags, we might do a little live workshop at the end if we run out of questions. Okay, so implants. This cartoon caught my eye, and I thought it summed up the situation quite nicely. Although I have to say, you'd have to give me a hell of a lot more than an MP3 player to get me to bend over for one of those. But, apparently this guy wasn't so concerned. The guy on the top is a radio DJ, and he's doing a story on a beach in Spain where all of the vendors along the beach, the bars, the ice cream shops, the restaurants, and so on, use a digital wallet system. And you have a chip implanted, and that's then connected to your digital wallet, which you top up with credits. And it's kind of a good idea. You can go to the beach without worrying about your wallet being stolen because you've left it safely in the hotel safe. I like that beach. I go there a lot. The guy on the bottom is a Mexican official. He is working for the Mexican government, I believe, and they're now putting access control systems in, which basically require you to have a chip before you can get into a particular part of a building or area. He does look a little concerned. The reader is recognizably a reader from a company called Verichip, and we will talk about